The story begins when Poppy and Ragweed go to Bannock Hill without Mr. Oaxax's permission. Ragweed is attacked by Mr. Oaxax and gets eaten.
Then Poppy remembers Longwort and Sweet Cicely warning their children and Ragweed about Mr. Oaxax. Ragweed keeps asking questions.
Then Poppy makes a plan on how to return safely from Bannock Hill. She is again attacked by Mr. Oaxax but escapes. When she gets home, there is a red flag on her house. Next, Longwort asks for volunteers to go with him to see Mr. Oaxax, to go ask for permission to move to new house. When not one mouse volunteers, Longwort picks Poppy to go with him. Then, in Chapter 5, Poppy and Longwort travel through a thunderstorm to go see Mr. Oaxax. Longwort becomes more frightened the closer they get. Meanwhile, Poppy and Longwort stand before Mr. Oaxax. Longwort gives his speech. At the end, he introduces Poppy to Mr. Oaxax. Poppy secretly steals Ragweed's earrings from the palace. In Chapter 7, Poppy and Longwort return home from their visit with Mr. Oaxax. Poppy tells the family about the refusal to move. Poppy thinks Mr. Oaxax is hiding something about Newhouse. She decides to investigate Newhouse. After that, Poppy told Longwort that she decided to go to Newhouse. Basil said that he could come with Poppy. Poppy said no, thank you. In Chapter 9, in this chapter, Poppy is on her way to Newhouse because she thinks Mr. Oaxax is hiding something. On her way, she falls into Glitter Creek and almost drowns. She lands on the shore right by Mr. Oaxax's watching tree. Later in Chapter 10, Poppy moves farther into Dimwood Forest. She's looking for a good place to rest when suddenly a fox picks up her scent. Poppy runs into a hollow log but is trapped by the creature living inside and the fox at the entrance. The adventure continues when Poppy escapes from the fox, but she is terrified when she discovers that the creature in the log is a porcupine, and his name is Erethazon dorsatum. Then, surprisingly, Poppy learns from Aerith that porcupines do not eat meat. Then, Poppy and Aerith are on their way to Newhouse, but Mr. Oaxax is following them. He wants to stop Poppy from getting there. Poppy and Aerith are continuing on to Newhouse. Poppy and Aerith find an owl twice the size of Mr. Oaxax. Poppy sees the salt lick and discovers she can't get it. Now what? Poppy and Aerith are surprised that Mr. Oaxax is afraid of the owl. Then Poppy and Aerith arrive at Newhouse. Aerith tells Poppy to get the salt lick and bring it to him. Aerith leaves Poppy alone. Poppy finds one of Aerith's quills. After that, Poppy realizes the great gray owl is a fake. Mr. Oaxax is afraid of a fake owl? Next, Poppy decides to embarrass Miss Oaxax. She starts a conversation with him. Miss Oaxax asks her to come out of the corn. She refuses. In the end, she finally comes out of the corn. Miss Oaxax has tricked Poppy. He plunges on her from behind. Suddenly, Poppy and Mr. Oaxax were in a battle. Mr. Olcax was about to eat her when Poppy sticks Ereth's quill into Mr. Olcax's left claw. Mr. Olcax goes wild and goes flying into the salt lick, breaking it into pieces. At last, he ends up falling to the ground, dying. He says his last words, which is, "Sometimes I wonder why I bothered to protect you."
Near the end, Poppy tells her dad Longwood that Mr. Olcax is dead and they have enough food for everyone at Newhouse.
Much later, Poppy goes back to Bannock Hill with her husband and her 11 children. Where Ragweed died, a hazelnut tree grows. Poppy put Ragweed's earring on a branch in the tree. Poppy and Rye dance in the moonlight, and their 11 children and Ear dance too.